Good evening, my friends. We are live. Yes, it is the year of our Lord 2014, November 22nd, the 51st anniversary of the J.F.K. assassination. Not many people have been covering it. Last year was a big year because it was the 50th anniversary, but I love history, you see, so when his historical events come around, the anniversaries of historical events, I like to cover them, especially when it comes down to conspiracies, because this show is all about the truth, conspiracies, and the truth, damn it. So today's topic, of course, is going to be the J.F.K. assassination. And who could be responsible for this atrocious act that was perpetrated upon one of the greatest presidents we have ever had, John Fitzgerald Kennedy. And of course they killed his son as well, John Jr. Don't you believe the hype that his plane went down, you know, because he was stupid and flying alone. No, he was not flying alone. You can just look up on YouTube the assassination of J.F.K. Jr. and that'll give you all the info. One day we'll do a whole show on that, but today I want to focus on J.F.K. Sr. Yes, because like I said, it was an atrocious event, and many people are still alive today who were involved in that event. Don't you believe that the patsy Lee Harvey Oswald was the lone gunman, because that is not the fact, my friends. We'll start off right here. I have an FBI memo dated the day after the assassination. And J. Edgar Hoover, who was a smart man, wrote the following on the bottom of this memo. We actually have it on screen there. They'll punch it up for you in a minute. And I'll read the bottom of it for you while he punches it up. It says, "The substance of the following information was orally furnished to Mr. George Bush of the Central Intelligence Agency." Go figure. There you go. There's the memo, boys and girls. And on the side there, you actually see a photo where Mr. George Bush is at the Texas School Book Depository. He's the man all the way on the far left. There, if you could just put the cursor on him there, right above my symbol. That's him right there, yep. That's Mr. George Bush right after JFK had his head blown off. What is George Bush doing there? And then when they question him on this, he says he wasn't in Dallas. He doesn't remember where he was. I speak to many people who were alive then, and every one of them, every single one of them remembers where they were on the day JFK was assassinated. My mother's story was she was in junior high school and the teacher came in and told the news, and the whole class started crying. So yeah, don't believe the hype, don't believe the farce of Mr. George Bush, George H.W. Bush, when he says he does not remember where he was the day of the assassination. Because according to J. Edgar Hoover, the day after the assassination, he showed up at J. Edgar Hoover's office, the director of the FBI, and requested the files. And like I said, Mr. Hoover was smart enough to write down the name of this CIA scumbag who claims he was never part of the CIA, but he was the director of the CIA in 1973. Now, how do you become director of the CIA without being in the CIA? That's like me becoming the commissioner of the NYPD without being a member of the NYPD or any police department. Doesn't make sense, right? All right, well, we have also a video of Mr. George Bush at Gerald Ford's funeral. When they mention JFK, he has sort of this sarcastic smirk, like he knows what went down. Let's go to the video so you boys and girls could see. This disgusting man.
Time and again, he would step forward and keep his promise, even in the dark clouds of political political crisis gathered over America. After a deluded gunman assassinated President Kennedy.
So funny about a deluded gunman. Let's go just a little bit back where he laughed.
After a deluded.
Just one more time for the boys and girls there, so just in case they missed the smirk there. I believe it's right in the middle.
President Kennedy.
A little bit more.
After a deluded gunman assassinated President Kennedy.
Well, there you go. You got him, he's laughing because he knows he was part of the deluded gunman squad. It is just sickening, and I honor Mr. Kennedy. Like I said, he was the last real Democrat that we had, okay? He was more of a constitutionalist Democrat, a libertarian Democrat. He was the one who started the Civil Rights Act, okay? Lyndon Johnson just came and picked up the football and ran with it, like Obama with these 3 wars we're in, with Bush's ball. But, yes, if he did not get assassinated, he would have passed the 1964 Civil Rights Act and every other common sense act to end segregation and have liberty and freedom for the African Americans in this country. So sick. All right, speaking of sick, let's get some phone calls. I'm sure we have a sick one on the line right now. Caller, you're on the air.
Hi, my name's Dominic Montesquieu.
Yeah, what do you want to talk about, Redcoat?
I want to talk about pumpkins.
No, why don't you talk about what you wrote to me online? Talk to me about what you wrote to me online. Talk to me about what you wrote to me online. You can't face me on the air. Face me on the air. Face me on the air, you coward. You're a hack. You're not even funny. Hang up on this comedian, wannabe comedian hack. You're not even funny. I'm not going to let you distract my show, okay? You could call up and say something funnier. You know, I could come up and say something funnier. Like, hey, I work for ABC Radio, Eli. I want to offer you a contract. Would you like to get paid with 3 million penises in your mouth for a year or 1 every month? See, that's funny. You're not funny. You're a hack. Claiming I'm a plagiarizer. I don't plagiarize anything. I don't write anything. I give credit to all the sources I give out. You with your redcoat attacks. Are you still mad about 1776? Why are you mad? The redcoats came and took over this country about 150 years ago, 1913. Not even 100 years ago. They came and, that's right. We lost the Revolutionary War in 1913, about 150 years after 1776, when they signed the Federal Reserve Act and implemented the IRS to tax our dollars, which is unconstitutional, boys and girls. Look at your money. It says Federal Reserve Note on the top. You know who was the last president to try to abolish that? John F. Kennedy. And what did they do? They blew his head off. Let's put Dominic back on the line to see if he actually wants to debate me instead of trying to be a whack-ass comedian. You're not even funny. Go ahead, debate me.
Pumpkins, like other squashes, are native.
You're not funny. Thank you. Goodbye. You're a hack, and everybody knows it. Because all you can do is talk about pumpkins, and I'm not going to let you distract my show. It ain't going to happen. Go back to the Pentagon with your red coat and write some new jokes, okay? You're mad because you're not funny. All right. Anybody else want to call up in regards to the John F. Kennedy assassination? The number is 212-245-7273. That is 212-245-7273. Yes, we are live. It is on November 22nd, people. And we will not be taking any more calls from the red coat, okay? Oh, boy. I tell you. Anyway, let's get on to some news, because I like to distribute the real news to my community here that are in the low-income areas that cannot afford the internet. So this is what I do. I share real alternative news with my people so that they can be informed and one day rise up. rise up so that we can expose evilness and the genocide that has been plagued and put upon our people. If my friend over here can actually do me one more quick favor, go to Google and type in AIDS flowchart. It'll pop right up, because the AIDS flowchart basically explains how man created AIDS. And this report was released in 1972, even though the AIDS epidemic didn't begin until the 80s, the late 70s, early 80s. You see? So, how did they come up with a report? Yeah, that's it right there with the whole, that's all it. I grab any one of those pictures and see if we can punch that up. Beautiful. You can even show the whole thing there. So people can get a general idea. Yeah, let's pop that up. If you go online, you can actually type in the Special Virus Cancer Program, okay? This is why I do my show, okay? Because this was given out in 1972. How did they know how to treat people living with AIDS in 1972? I'll tell you why. Because Maurice Hillerman and Robert Gallo, the inventor of AIDS, the so-called discoverer of AIDS, put this AIDS virus in our vaccines in 1978, okay, with the experimental hepatitis B vaccine. All right, that's enough of that. Let's take the second caller on the line there, sir. All right, caller, you're on the air.
Hi, my name is Dominic.
Oh, next caller. Caller, you're on the air. Caller, you are live and you are on the air. All right, appreciate the call. Yeah. So, like I was saying, I'm trying to get real callers here, but it seems like we're only getting red coat loyalists. All right, punch up number 2 there. You're on the air.
Yes, excuse me. I just want to say, thank God the police killed another nigger last night.
I appreciate the call. Next call. Unbelievable. Think that's the red coat again? Yeah, let's try it. See if it's him. You're on the air.
Hi, my name is Dominic.
Thank you. All right, we got clowns calling today. Yeah, we were going to get to that police officer killing the unarmed black man. Once again, the police kill an unarmed black man. And the housing department, they did not fix that broken light for 4 months, but hours after this man was shot, this unarmed black man, the light was fixed. Listen, this is what happens when the NYPD hires let's say the Caucasian American, the average Caucasian American from Long Island, okay? That every time they drive through Roosevelt, Long Island, they practically crap their pants because they're afraid of black people. So when you send these people who are not from the city into the housing projects and they see a black man come out the stairs, they actually crap their pants, pull out their gun, and shoot the guy to death. Now, all cops are not like this, now, you know. There are evil cops out there, and there are good cops out there. Just like there are good comedians, and there are bad ones. You know, it's just the way life is. Well, nobody wants to seem to call up about the J.F.K. assassination and have a little input. Now would be your chance. Because, like I said, this was the last real Democrat we had, and it almost makes me want to cry, I tell you, because he's actually the man who swayed all the minority groups in America to go Democratic, okay? And Lyndon Johnson ran with the ball, opening up Kennedy's Civil Rights Act. It was Kennedy's act, not Lyndon Johnson's, okay? Kennedy was supposed to say the words of Martin Luther King, the famous words, I might add. I can't believe I don't remember them. What were the famous words of Martin Luther King? I had a dream, and yeah, something to that effect. I'm sorry, I'm distracted. But yes, he quoted Martin Luther King saying, that's right, he had a dream. That was it. I have a dream. And yeah. But Lyndon Johnson was a KKK racist. John F. Kennedy was from the North and would have been considered an abolitionist. But you see, they ended this, or they started the Civil Rights Act because they saw segregation was harming the economic status of the white folk down south. Because actually, the black folk were living a lot better during segregation, believe it or not, because they had their own black stores, their own black movie theaters, and the black people only went to these black-owned establishments to buy their goods. So therefore, the black communities thrived. But when they ended segregation, this was their way of tricking you. I'm not saying segregation is good, but this is their way of tricking you and ending the black-owned business. So yeah, don't be fooled. Do your own research. Think for yourself. And God bless America. And death to the loyalist redcoats. Speaking of redcoats, I'm sure he's on the line. Let's put him on one more time. Redcoat, is that you? Yeah, it's the redcoat. No, I'm not going to allow you. Not going to allow you to distract my show. All right, let's get to some news now. News, news, news. Plenty of news, so little time. Of course, the big topic is Bill Cosby rape allegations. Hollywood losing ability to cover up sex crimes. This is by Kit Daniels from Infowars.com, of course. Yes, even if allegations against Bill Cosby are false, they are focusing on discussing on Hollywood sex abuse in general. Well, my personal opinion on the whole Bill Cosby thing, these allegations were made years ago, and they never said anything about it because Cosby was a part of the status quo at the time, going along with the establishment. But recently, he has come out against Obamacare and told black people to get off their asses and stop eating fried chicken and do something in their community. Start owning your own black businesses. So what did they do? They're gonna come after you like they come after me. They try to do anything to stifle dissent upon us, freedom-loving, truth-loving, American-loving, Constitution-loving, true Americans, non-violent, I may add. Yes, but yes, don't believe the hype. I mean, maybe it's possible Bill Cosby could have raped these women, but personally, even if he did, I believe it's an attack on him, like I said, because he attacked the Obama administration. And anybody who attacks the Obama administration, if they can get at you, they will get at you. Okay? In any way they can, they will come after you. All right, next story on the agenda. Outrage builds over New York town's plan to confiscate legally owned guns days after owner dies. A major U.S. city is taking the expression from my cold dead hands literally. Yeah, a day after this old man dies, the cops come over and take all his guns. They're actually doing it to people here in New York who are still alive for having misdemeanors. When according to the 1968 Gun Control Act, you had to be a felon for them to take away your guns. And that 1968 Gun Control Act would have never ever passed had Malcolm X still been alive. Because Malcolm X was a convicted felon, and you think he would have went with that? Saying felons can't own guns? I don't believe in that. Maybe violent felons or psychopathic felons. Yeah, all right, I give you that. But let's say you get charged with tax evasion. Should your Second Amendment right be taken away, my friends? I don't think so. I do not think so. So remember the Constitution, remember our First Amendment, our Second Amendment, all of our amendments. The Constitution is key to getting our country back. That was taken away from us in 1913 when 3 damn congressmen passed this Federal Reserve Act on December 23rd, a day before Christmas Eve, when all the other congressmen were home partying. This is when they like to do slick stuff. All right, let's take the second one online there. That's the number 2 caller online. Caller, you're on the air.
Yeah, the Ferguson verdict is coming in soon. Kill the nigger.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of them in Ferguson would like to kill you. And that's what the establishment wants. They want a race war, you see? They like people like you out there, egging these people on. The so-called new Black Panthers who work for the FBI, okay? I like the old Black Panthers, okay? They exercised their Second Amendment. They did not play. The new Black Panthers go on and threaten people's lives on air, on TV, on the radio, and there are no repercussions whatsoever. If I was on this show, if I said I'm going to go out and kill me some people right now for justice, they'd be knocking on my door the very next day, my friends. Okay? That's how you know they work for the feds, this new Black Panther Party. Like Hal Turner, the white supremacist, the radio talk show host, white supremacist, who's now in jail because they threw him under the bus because we figured it out that he works for the FBI, and they still threw him under the bus. It goes to show you, you can't work for these people, no matter what they offer you, because they will just throw you under the bus and use you as a patsy like Lee Harvey Oswald. I'm pretty sure he thought he was doing something good for the CIA. He thought he was part of an operation. They told him, go work at this book depository, and then all of a sudden, he's like, uh-oh, I'm the patsy. Just like when they arrested him, his first words were, I'm just a patsy. And I believe him. I truly believe him. All right, let's move on to some more news. We're running out of time. I apologize to all my viewers for my lack of attendance. I've been very, very busy and very stressed out. It's just very stressful, you know. Doing this show becomes very, very stressful when I put my mind into this horrible, horrible news every week. It just stresses me out. I have to, like, focus on something else for a little while. Like tonight's fight, the Manny Pacquiao fight against Chris Algieri, who's from right here in New York, Long Island, New York. That should be a good fight. Let's take the third caller online there. Caller, you're on the air. Caller, you're on the air. All right, I appreciate the call. We have a shy caller. So yes, great fight tonight. I'm a little off topic, but like I said, I get too stressed out with the serious news sometimes. So yeah, I'm gonna enjoy the fight tonight. A little gladiatorial distraction to distract me away from all this horrible news that comes out. And I think it's going to be a good one. I think Manny Pacquiao is going to spank him, if you ask me. Styles make fights, and yeah, I want to see the Mayweather-Pacquiao fight. That'll be a great distraction for me, except they're probably going to try to charge me $100 for the damn pay-per-view event. You can actually watch the fight for free online. What's the website I go to? FirstRow1US.eu. Check that out, FirstRow1US.eu. Look it up. Watch the fight for free. Don't pay that damn $100 to rip off. All right, let's move fast because we only got a couple of minutes. St. Louis cop, get a gun, we can't protect you. Yeah, the verdict is about to go down in Ferguson, as the racist caller stated earlier. Yeah. Audio, Missouri governor goes silent when asked who's in charge of Ferguson. Oh, boy. Of course, this is all from Infowars.com and DrudgeReport.com. For those people who say I don't credit my sources, I I actually give free advertisement, you say, to these damn websites, and I don't get a penny. Okay? I do it out of the goodness of my heart to inform my people who are in the ghettos and cannot look on the internet because they cannot afford the internet, and all they get is news lies from the mainstream media. Okay? So do yourself a favor if you do live in the ghetto. Save as much money as you can and get the internet before they end the internet and put in this new internet too. Or you can just continue watching this show every Saturday, 6 p.m., where you will get true news. True news. I swear to you, I swear upon the altar of God, eternal hostility against every form of tyranny over the mind of man, to quote the great Thomas Jefferson. Okay? Because those who will not stand up for themselves are basically begging for the tyranny they're going to end up in. Okay? So stand up, fight for your rights, and become a true American. Real Americans get angry. Real Americans get angry when their rights are being taken away. Like this whole address to the nation by Obama with this Amnesty Act. It wasn't played on any of the regular channels. It was only played on Telemundo and Univision and on the cable news networks. But all of his addresses, they will cut through Dancing with the Stars and all your favorite TV shows on 2, 6, and 7 or whatever channels you got. And play his lies, but when it comes to freeing the immigrants and giving them amnesty, basically, because that's what he's done. Hit the bumper music, my friend. That's what he's done. They will not distract you. They will not bring attention to that, except they will distract you with this Ferguson crap. Okay? When people get killed by the cops every day, like in New York City here, there's not going to be really an uproar about that. There wasn't an uproar about Kevin Gardner. There wasn't an uproar about Kelly Thomas. Anyway, people, I'm sorry, but I'm out of time. Join me every week, Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, only on MNN.org or on your local Manhattan Public Access channel. All right, God bless America. God save the United States Constitution. And if you ever see this transmission, you are the resistance.